Today we're talking about easy ways to increase your net worth. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel we talk about life and money and how you can enjoy life while still accomplishing financial goals through the use of a budget. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. My husband Jacob and I paid off all of our student loan debt, $87,000 worth, in the first 2.5 years of our marriage. And while we were aggressively working on paying off that debt, that was our main priority. But once we were debt free, we then had more of an interest at looking at our overall net worth and wanting to grow our net worth. And this is something that we track every single month with our budget. If you don't know what your net worth is, it is made up of your assets or the things you own minus your liabilities or the things that you owe. So when someone says that they are a millionaire, what they are referring to is their net worth. So the things they own minus the things that they owe equals $1 million. Now we are not millionaires yet, but we're on the way, and I love being able to track this every single month. Assets that may be included in your net worth could be things like cash that you have on hand, any sort of investments like retirement accounts or other investments, car value, and house equity if you own your home. And liabilities that you have are things that you owe money on, which is debt. So this could be everything from student loans, a personal loan, credit card, your mortgage on your home or a car loan, or any other kind of debt that you may have. So let's talk about some ways to increase your overall net worth. The first thing you could focus on is increasing your assets. You can do this by first saving up more cash, setting aside more money towards cash to go into savings, like your emergency fund or other sinking funds or cash that you may have on hand. Another way to do this is by limiting other expenses so that you have more room in your budget to be able to put towards cash savings. We use a zero-based budget every month, which means all of our income equals all of our expenses, debt, and savings, like all the money out. So if you are able to cut out an expense in your budget, that means that you have more room to put towards another financial goal or something else that you have in your budget. So by being able to limit expenses, you can find more room in your budget to put towards these bigger things like increasing savings or finding additional ways to increase your net worth. The third way that you could work on increasing your assets is by investing. Like I shared, one of the things that goes into that assets or things that you own would be investment values, like your retirement account values. Now, investing does have risk, and I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. When it comes to risk, something that is super low risk is just building up cash reserves, right? Just keeping cash in the bank. That is super low risk. But as you get into investing, that definitely could have some risk associated with it, as I'm sure you have noticed over the last couple of months with the stock market. So there are definitely some times where you could lose money, but overall, as a historical look, the stock market has trended up. And so this is something that we continue to invest in. We invest in Roth IRAs and 401k through employer. And then we also have an additional like brokerage account that we can put additional money into that isn't a retirement specific account. But if you want to learn more about investing, I would highly recommend checking out the Personal Finance Club course about investing in index funds. And it's so helpful to understand how investing works and where to invest, how to invest. And I will have a link to the course in the description box down below. It's also really affordable. And if you don't follow Personal Finance Club on Instagram, you need to follow him. He has such great, helpful information and like infographics that I love. So if you want to learn more about investing, definitely check out that course. Another way you can increase your assets is by purchasing an asset like a house or a car. And this is something that also has some sort of risk associated with it. As I was putting this video together, I realized that increasing assets has risk, basically besides just like stockpiling cash, but any other kind of increasing asset definitely does have risk associated with it. So we bought our house in September 2019, ended up being a great time to buy, not knowing that it would be such a great time to buy, but we have seen a lot of market appreciation over the last 2.5 years with our home value, and that has definitely helped to increase our overall net worth. The risk with buying a house is that it definitely is possible to lose money depending on when you buy in the market and how quickly you may move out of that house. There definitely is some risk associated with that. So that definitely is something to maybe consider as you are getting ready to make a home purchase. And then let's talk about cars real fast, because a car technically is an asset because it is something that you have of value. But most of the time, a car is a depreciating asset, meaning that it actually loses value as time goes on. But more recently, we haven't actually seen that, and used car values have kind of continued to go up. But most of the time, a car is considered a depreciating asset. I don't plan on my used car value to just continue to go up. But this is something that does make up your overall net worth. And you therefore can have assets or things that you own that do actually go down in value over time. So the next way to increase your overall net worth is to decrease your liabilities, or the things that you owe. So you can do this first by paying off any sort of consumer debt that you may have, like a student loan or car loan, a credit card, personal loan, whatever that is. Work on paying off that debt. And I am a huge fan of living a debt-free lifestyle. The only debt that we have is on our mortgage, but our student loans we paid off like the first thing in our marriage. That was like our first main focus. There are a couple different methods out there to use as you're working on paying off debt. The first would be the debt snowball, where you list your debts smallest to largest overall amount and you pay them off in that order. And it helps build this like momentum, and you have these psychological wins. Or you can list your debts by highest to lowest interest rate and pay them off in that order, so that you're actually saving money on interest because you're taking off those debts that have the highest interest rates first. And another debt that you could work on paying down would be your mortgage. So your house equity is made up of the value of your home less the mortgage balance loan that you have on your home. So then what's left over is your house equity. So you can increase that equity and increase your net worth by paying down this debt portion of the house. If you have a standard conventional like fixed rate loan on your home, then every month when you make your payment, part of your payment goes to interest and part of it goes to principal. Now at the beginning you're paying a lot more in interest than you are in principal, but every month you are actually gaining some equity because you are paying down that balance, even with just a minimum payment on that mortgage. But you could make additional payments if you want to that mortgage principal. I will say that right now we are not planning to pay off our mortgage early because our interest rate is so low and we would rather do other things with that money. So this isn't a focus for us, but it is nice that every single month still that mortgage balance goes down a little bit more because of just simply paying the minimum on our mortgage. And all during this time, for the last 2.5 years that we've had our mortgage, typically we've seen the increase in value of our actual home value, while then seeing that little bit of a decrease in that mortgage loan. Which again, home prices don't always go up, and they don't always go up as much as what we've seen in the last 2 years. So if you want to increase your net worth, those are some easy ways to do so, by increasing the assets or the things that you own and decreasing your liabilities or the things that you owe, and working on increasing that overall net worth amount. So let me know in the comments below, what is your focus of increasing your net worth? Are you more working on building those assets or getting rid of those liabilities? And with that, I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.